Now, if there's ever been a time for the importance of educational choice and the importance of education in this state, it's right now. My entire kind of pursuit of this office has been focused really on three words: jobs, jobs, and jobs. And right now, while we're in a very fancy facility, beautiful facility, eating great food, almost 300 of our fellow residents are being called into the boss's office and being told they no longer have a job. Our crisis right now, the closest incoming missile on our radar, are these lack of jobs. The biggest challenge, as you begin to dissect that, is how do we keep the youth in our state? That's the future pipeline. So as we begin to look at that in the future of this state, one of the key ingredients is education. We've got to have opportunities. That's why higher education is so critical, why choice is so critical. Right behind me on your own sign, you use the word achievement. The opportunity to have achievement. That is critical for us to retain the youth in this state. Right now, we have great facilities across Colorado, but we have facilities that, in my opinion, the only way that they can, during this period of time, that they kind of retrofit to the enterprise that we're going to have in the future is that we have competition. Competition for academic achievement is what's going to lead, in my opinion, to helping keep the youth in our state, keep the families in our state, which in turn feeds into the jobs, which in turn feeds us back to where we need to go, and that's a recovering economy. The opposition that you overcame is amazing to me. It was amazing to me when I served in the United States Congress that the worst school district in the nation, was in downtown Washington, D.C. And you can't even believe, well, you probably could because you fought the battle. But the opposition we had to try and offer, whether it was vouchers, whether it was a charter school concept, or just anything, just any approach to improve the scholastic opportunities for those disadvantaged youth, not disadvantaged because of their income level necessary, but disadvantaged because they were being ignored in the nation's capital by the very leaders of that nation. But I'm not aware of one of my colleagues whose family lived in Washington, D.C., that then sent their kids to public schools. And these were the people that opposed trying to give opportunities for the disadvantaged youth in those public schools. They would oppose that even though they sent their kids to very high, costly private schools. The hypocrisy that you've had to face is pretty incredible that you've gotten where you are. But you are where you are, and what's really interesting is the bipartisanship that is starting to take place behind the push and the support for charter schools. So reluctantly, some of the people who have opposed in political office charter schools, because they're afraid of them, they're afraid of that competition, have now had to reluctantly admit that in fact the accomplishments are clear. The charter schools have a very definite, strong future in the state of Colorado. But it would be a huge mistake if we let that momentum go into low gear instead of high gear. So the coast, or the path ahead, is not clear, but the momentum and the wind is behind us. Charter schools have a great future, and as your governor, you know, of course, you will have an open door with me, whether we talk about equity and facility funding, whether we talk about more empowerment for the Institute on Charter Schools. You have a governor who is very supportive and is one of you.